Hello royal folks, it's good to see you all here again. This is your regular dose of royal news and analysis. But before we start, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. Thanks. Sophie, Countess of Wessex, was reportedly considered one of Queen Elizabeth II's favorite members of the royal family. Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, appeared to put on a brave face as she was driven to Westminster Abbey down the Mall for the final goodbye to Queen Elizabeth II, but was seen dabbing her tears with a white handkerchief midway through the moving service, and again in the car as she left. She was known to have grown very close to the late sovereign over the past 2 decades. Today she donned a smart black dress and fascinator with embroidered flowers, which is thought to be a nod to the Queen's love of nature and the outdoors. Despite becoming full of emotion during the proceedings, Sophie placed a reassuring hand on Prince George's shoulder as the family left the Abbey. The affection was surely matched by the Countess, who was mentioned by the late Queen's younger son, Prince Edward, in a long and emotional statement issued on Friday. Speaking of how he enjoyed seeing his children, Lady Louise Windsor and James, Viscount Severn, follow in the Queen and Prince Philip's footsteps when it comes to their passions and hobbies, Edward said. The Queen's passing has left an unimaginable void in all our lives. Sophie and I have taken huge pleasure in seeing our James and Louise enjoying the places and activities that their grandparents loved so much. Given that my mama let us spend so much time with her, I think she also rather enjoyed watching those passions blossom. Those times together, those happy memories, have now become massively precious to each and every one of us. On the same day, Sophie and Edward stepped out together to view tributes to the late Queen at Windsor. On Thursday, they traveled to Manchester to lit candles at Manchester Cathedral in honor of the late monarch, see the Book of Condolence at the city's Central Library, and greet well-wishers gathered at St. Anne's Square. But today, Sophie solemnly walked up to the Great West Door at Westminster Abbey and bowed her head before proceeding to step inside the chapel. She followed the procession, led by King Charles II, Queen Consort Camilla, and the senior royals, who were all seated in the front rows of the chapel. Sophie was given a seat next to her husband, Prince Edward, and was sat at the end of the first row, which is made up of King Charles, Queen Consort Camilla, Anne, Princess Royal, and Prince Andrew. The Countess, who was deeply fond of the late monarch, has been pictured looking solemnly at the Queen's coffin, which was placed just in front of her for the duration of the service. It has been draped in the royal standard flag and adorned with the royal imperial crown, the sovereign's orb, and the sovereign's scepter with cross. The funeral service concluded and a procession moved towards Wellington Arch. Sophie was pictured looking heartbroken as she walked out of the chapel alongside Prince William and his children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. She congregated outside the Abbey with Queen Consort Camilla, the new Princess of Wales Catherine, the Duchess of Sussex, and the children as the procession began. Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, was then driven to Windsor by car via Wellington Arch, where she, among other royals, reconvened to watch the late monarch's coffin be placed into the state hearse, which drove out to loud cheers from crowds, applauding the remarkable 70-year service. She will meet the rest of the royal family at Windsor, where a more private burial service will proceed. So what do you think, guys? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you again with some more interesting news about royal family. Thank you.